Have you ever tried to sleep, but every time you try, you become more awake? You say to yourself, I have to go to sleep now. I have a big day tomorrow. And yet, the minutes and hours tick by, and sleep evades you. Or think about that stressful time when you tried so hard to recall an answer during an exam. But the more you forced yourself, the more elusive the answer became. Does it sound familiar? These are classic examples of trying too hard and achieving the opposite of what we want. At its core, the law of reversed effort teaches you that sometimes the act of striving too intensely creates counterproductive results. Aldous Huxley said, "The harder we try with the conscious will to do something, the less we shall succeed." But why does this happen? You see, our conscious mind, which is analytical, logical, and sequential, often clashes with our subconscious mind, which operates based on feelings, imagery, and habits. When there's a conflict between the two, the subconscious mind, vast and powerful, usually wins. As French psychologist Émile Coué put it, when the imagination and willpower are in conflict, are antagonistic, it is always the imagination which wins, without any exception. Let's delve a little deeper. Think of the last time you learned something new, say, riding a bike. If you approached it with a tense attitude, thinking at every moment about the exact mechanics, chances are you wobbled, overcorrected, and maybe even fell. But the moment you relaxed, stopped overthinking, and let the process be more intuitive and natural, the ride became smoother. The Chinese have a term for it, wu wei. Translated loosely, it means non-doing or non-action. It isn't about literal inaction, but rather about taking actions in alignment with the flow of life, without unnecessary force. Bruce Lee once remarked, "It's not the daily increase, but daily decrease. Hack away the unessential." He wasn't just talking about martial arts, but life itself. It's about simplifying, stripping away the unnecessary tension, and allowing yourself to flow with the situation rather than forcing against it. So, what does this mean for you as you strive to achieve your goals, dreams, and aspirations? Should you stop trying? Give up? No, absolutely not. The lesson here isn't about giving up effort, but understanding the nature of effort. It's about recognizing that sometimes less is more. In your journey towards your goals, it's crucial to discern when to push hard and when to take a step back and let things unfold naturally. It's about balancing ambition with patience, persistence with flexibility. For many, the desire to achieve can lead to constant hustling, often resulting in burnout or diminishing returns. By understanding that not all situations require maximum effort and that sometimes a gentle approach can be more beneficial, you position yourself better for long-term success. Mark Manson said, "Wanting a positive experience is a negative experience. Accepting a negative experience is a positive experience." So, when you keep wanting happiness, it can make you feel like you're missing something, which can make you less happy. But when you're okay with how things are, you often find the happiness you were looking for. Another thing you cannot force is attraction. Attraction is something that naturally occurs, and you can't really control it. Many times when you try too hard or become too clingy, it can push people away. On the other hand, when you give space or step back, it can make people more interested. Just like the saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Taking a step back can sometimes bring people closer. According to Viktor Frankl, if you obsess over getting a particular result or worry too much about something, you end up feeling stressed even before anything happens. This kind of stress, called anticipatory anxiety, can actually make the things you fear more likely to happen. It's like when you're so scared of making a mistake that you end up making one. So focusing too intensely on a certain outcome can sometimes cause the exact problem you're trying to avoid. When you become overly focused on achieving a certain feeling or result, it can interfere with your natural experience of the moment. For instance, if you're too focused on having fun, You might miss out on actually enjoying the present because you're too wrapped up in evaluating if you're having enough fun. Similarly, in intimate situations, being overly concerned about reaching a climax can actually make it harder to do so. The pressure and anxiety caused by this intense focus can prevent you from relaxing and just experiencing the moment, which can hinder performance or enjoyment. It's a paradox where your intense desire for a specific outcome can be the very thing that keeps you from achieving it. Frankl has a unique idea called paradoxical intention. It's like doing the opposite of what you're scared of. So if someone is worried about not sleeping, they would try to stay awake on purpose. This can make them feel less anxious and might even help them sleep. It's a bit like using reverse psychology on yourself. So my friend, pushing too hard often doesn't give the results you want. If you constantly chase someone, they might start to avoid you. Similarly, if you're too pushy when trying to sell something, you might end up selling even less. But just sitting around and doing nothing won't help either. So you need a middle ground. This means you have to work hard at times. Like when you're practicing or learning something new, it's all about understanding and getting better. But once you've learned, it's best to relax and let things happen on their own. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. At first it takes a lot of thought, but over time you just do it naturally, without overthinking. Thanks for tuning in. I truly hope you found some valuable takeaways. If you did, feel free to share with your loved ones. And if you enjoyed what I'm doing, a little comment would make my day. Wishing you an amazing hour ahead.